Stop trying to force change with willpower. It's not working because you're fighting a rigged filter. The thing is, what you expect and what you attend to quietly edits what you notice, how you feel, and what you do next. Here's the plan. We'll separate physics from fantasy and show how attention, state, and beliefs filter experience. In quantum physics, observation changes outcomes in the lab. In your life, your unconscious beliefs act like the hidden measurement device. I'll give you a grounded 5-step method to clean that filter so your actions land. Which brings us to the foundation, what the observer effect actually means, and why your beliefs matter more than willpower. Confusion here costs years. Most people push harder with willpower, but they're going through fog with a cracked lens. Wishful thinking says, just think positively. Clear observation says, fix the way you are seeing. The difference is practical. One burns you out, the other reveals the next true move. Start with selective attention. Your brain can't process everything, so it ranks signals. Beliefs are hidden settings that bias what gets through. If the setting says people don't choose me, you'll miss subtle openings. If it says my work lands with the right person, you'll notice quiet invitations others skip. Research backs this in everyday language. We know there's unconscious filtering. Your mind turns up some signals and turns down others before you even know they are there. There are implicit motives, goals you didn't consciously choose that still steer your choices. And your state matters. When you're tense or depleted, perception skews threat-heavy. When regulated, you read nuance and possibility more accurately. Think of a searchlight in fog. The beam is your attention. The battery is your state. The lens is your beliefs. If the battery is drained, the beam is weak. If the lens is smudged, even a strong beam scatters. Most people try to widen the beam with force. Pros clean the lens and charge the battery first. Less effort, clearer signal. Your beliefs are the hidden software. Quick micro story. You draft a message to propose a collaboration. If you expect rejection, your attention narrows to any cue that confirms it. Delays look like no's. Neutral faces read cold. You soften your ask until there's nothing to say yes to. If you shift to calm inquiry, you notice timing. You ask a clear question, and you follow up once with a simple offer. Different perception leads to different action, which leads to different outcome. Same world, cleaner filter. This is the practical power of tuning your observer. The payoff is clarity. Clarity reduces noise so you can actually detect accurate signals. You make better decisions because you're sampling more reality and interpreting it with less distortion. This isn't about controlling the world. It's about influencing the only lever you truly have, how you observe, which cascades into how you respond. The thing most people miss is that beliefs don't just color mood, they reroute attention, set implicit goals, and prime the body. That's why willpower often fails. You're trying to row upstream while the current of your hidden assumptions pulls the other way. The bottom line, willpower is a downstream effort. The filter is the upstream lever. To use this wisely, we need the clean definition of the observer effect. What does physics actually say, and what's the careful metaphor we can use without over-claiming? Once we separate detectors from mind beams, we can build a bridge model that turns this into daily practice. Let's get crisp. In quantum physics, the observer effect means measurement resolves probabilities into a single result. Detectors do the observing. A conscious human isn't required. Any measuring device that interacts with the system changes it. That's the lab truth. No mind beams, no wishful thinking, just interaction that forces a choice of outcome. Let's be clear, this is not about mind over matter magic. It's about practical cognitive mechanics. Here is the bridge model you can use, which brings us to the boundary. Physics doesn't prove that your thoughts control particles. We're not claiming that. We're using a careful metaphor. Just as measurement narrows quantum possibilities, your attention and belief system narrows life possibilities you can perceive and act on. It's a bridge, not a proof. Here's the bridge model you can use. Attention selects. Beliefs interpret. State colors. Action records outcomes. Think of it as a loop you run all day. Your attention decides what gets stage time. Your beliefs assign meaning to what's on stage. Your physiological and emotional state tints that meaning warmer or colder. Then you act, and your action becomes data that your brain stores, that locks in the filter you use to see it. This is the core loop of your reality. Now the cognitive mechanics that make this work. Confirmation patterns. Your mind leans toward evidence that fits your current story and downplays what doesn't. Interpretation frames. The same cue can be threat, challenge, or invitation depending on the frame you're wearing. Implicit goals. Beneath awareness, your system pursues safety, approval, status, or harmony. These motives bias what your attention hunts for and how you evaluate choices. The radio dial is the clean analogy. All the stations exist in the air. You don't create the stations with your mind. You tune to one. Beliefs are the tuning habits that decide which station sounds like music and which sounds like noise. If your dial is set to criticism, praise sounds suspicious. If it's set to growth, critique sounds like useful detail. Same signal, different tuning, different action. Let me ground it in daily scenes. Career, 10 emails arrive. If the belief filter says, "I'm behind," your attention locks onto low-stakes tasks you can finish fast, and you miss the two that would move your work forward. If the filter says one focused win matters, your attention finds the leverage point. Relationships. A partner makes a small bid for connection. If your frame is "I'm a burden," you miss it or deflect. If your frame is "we repair quickly," you catch it and respond in one sentence. Health. Your body sends a cue: tightness, thirst, restlessness. If your state is revved and your belief is pushing equals progress, you ignore it. If your state is regulated and your belief is consistency beats intensity, you take a 5-minute reset that sustains you. Here's the key insight. You're not creating particles with thought. You're creating pathways, perceptual routes you notice, interpretive routes you trust, and behavioral routes you repeat. Those pathways compound into outcomes that feel like reality, not because the external world vanished, but because you selected, labeled, and acted in a way that made one branch far more probable than the others. The reason this works is simple. What gets your attention gets your energy, and what gets your energy tends to propagate. Measurement in physics forces a collapse. In life, commitment does. When you choose a frame and act from it, you leave evidence behind: emails sent, bids answered, steps taken. That evidence feeds back, training your observer. So how do we turn this into a practice you can run daily? We formalize the loop into a protocol you can test, repeat, and refine. Here is the 5-step observer protocol, simple, repeatable, and ready to test today. Define, set state, surface beliefs, test and tune attention, commit and review. Run it daily for 2 weeks and notice how the signal sharpens. Step 1. Define the field. Pick one area this week: work, relationship, or health. Name 2 to 3 observable behaviors that matter. Keep them countable. For work, it could be: send one focused pitch, ship one draft, ask one clarifying question. For relationship, respond to one bid. Initiate one 5-minute check-in. Name one appreciation. For health, 10-minute walk. 16 ounces of water on waking, lights out by 11. Abstractions like be confident, don't train your observer. Countable acts do. Why start here? Because when you define the field, you draw a clean boundary around what you'll measure. It anchors your attention in behaviors, not vague hopes. The thing most people miss is that clarity is energizing. You remove decision fatigue by deciding once. Step 2. Set state first. Before you touch your tasks, regulate. 3 slow breaths, longer exhale than inhale. Shoulders drop. Jaw softens. Choose one grounded emotion as a cue word: steady, curious, warm, clear. This becomes your state anchor for the day. Say it on the inhale, release on the exhale. You're charging the battery so the beam holds steady. Why this matters: when you're stressed, your vision gets blurry. When you prime calm, your sensory gating opens and your interpretations get less noisy. If you remember nothing else here, remember, regulate, then aim. Step 3. Surface beliefs. Bring the lens into view. Use sentence stems and write fast without editing. I assume. Reality is. People like me can, can't. If it try, then. What I'm afraid happens if this works is. What I'm afraid happens if this fails is. Circle any sentence that tightens your chest. Those are active filters. Don't debate them yet, label them. It's okay if some of those sentences sting. That's just the truth coming out. This clicked for me when I realized beliefs rarely announce themselves. They hide as facts. Stemming flushes them out so you can work with them instead of from them. Pause here. That feeling of tightness. That's the filter's energy. Now we take that energy and put it to work. Step 4. Test and tune attention. Set 2 daily checkpoints, morning and evening. In the morning, write one line. What signal will I look for? Make it concrete. One reply window. One moment of openness. One body cue to rest. During the day, run tiny experiments that disconfirm unhelpful filters. If the belief says, no one wants my ideas, the experiment is, ask one person for input and wait a full day. If the belief says, boundaries create conflict, the experiment is, state one boundary calmly and note the response. Keep experiments small enough to do today. Now, here's where most people mess up. They expect one experiment to rewrite a decade-old lens. Don't. You're collecting proof that breaks the old pattern. 2 to 3 disconfirmations a week starts a crack that light can use. Step 5. Commit and review. Every week, make one irreversible move aligned with the new filter. Send the pitch. Schedule the conversation. Book the class. Small but irreversible is the rule. Then run a 15-minute review. What did I define? What state held? Which beliefs surfaced? What signals did I notice? What experiments did I run? What evidence did I record? What's the next irreversible move? This locks learning into action. Let me give you 3 micro examples. Work pitch, field, each soul, one focused pitch. State, each G-goal, clear. Belief surfaced, equal, I'm bothering them. Experiment, equal, ask one targeted question first. Commit, each equal, send pitch to one person who answered. Boundary conversation, field, each goal, name one limit and one care statement. State, equal, warm. Belief surfaced, each tool, they'll be upset. Experiment, each tool, use one sentence boundary, pause 5 seconds. Commit, each tool, schedule the chat. Health, micro habit, field, alt, 10-minute walk. State equals steady. Belief surfaced, each tools, if it's not 45 minutes it doesn't count. Experiment equal walk 10 minutes after lunch, track mood. Commit equal block calendar for the week. Safeguards matter. Ethics, consent, context. Never use this to manipulate. Aim for actions that increase mutual clarity and respect. Agency sits inside constraints, budget, time, other people's choices. Work the lever you own, your observer and your behavior. We've covered the basics, but there is one final advanced lever that quietly improves every single step you take: the witness. If this idea resonates with you, hit the like button. It tells me to make more practice videos, not just concepts. The game changer nobody talks about is pacing. Go slower than your fear and faster than your doubt. Slow enough to regulate, fast enough to break inertia. That rhythm keeps the loop alive. So what stops people from running this protocol? Now let's prevent the common traps that derail this. Trap 1 is wishing without measurement. You set an intention, feel good for 5 minutes, and then drift. The fix is simple. Define your signals before the day begins. One sentence on paper, the one cue you'll look for, and the one act you'll take when you see it. No signal, no story. Trap 2 is a dysregulated state. When your nervous system is spun up or shut down, your filter skews toward threat or numbness. The fix: regulate, then aim. Use a 60-second breath check. Inhale through the nose, longer exhale through the mouth, 3 rounds. Name your state word out loud. Then proceed. Trap 3 is rigid outcomes. You attach to one form and miss equally good forms that pass by quietly. The fix is to focus on qualities and behaviors. Define the essence, clarity, collaboration, or consistency, and let multiple expressions count. That widens your perception without diluting direction. Trap 4 is bypassing context. You pretend constraints don't exist, or you use them as excuses to stop. The fix is agency plus constraints. Map what's movable and what's fixed. Act where you have leverage and bring compassion where you don't. This turns frustration into wise pacing. Trap 5 is overclaiming science. You read one headline, then announce that quantum physics proves your vision board. The fix is to keep physics as metaphor and your claims testable. Use outcomes you can observe: emails sent, conversations completed, habits tracked. Let your results speak. Here's a quick checklist you can run every morning. Define a signal. Regulate your state. Hold a flexible aim. Choose one ethical action. Plan a weekly review. If you remember nothing else, remember this: you train your observer by what you measure, not by what you hope. Now, common course corrections when things wobble. If you catch yourself catastrophizing, shrink the scope. One cue, one action, one review. If you're procrastinating, cut the step in half and halve the time. If you're people-pleasing, add a care statement and keep your boundary sentence intact. If you're second-guessing, move the decision to paper and set a timer. Decide when the bell rings. Speaking of connection, pair accountability with kindness. Share your defined field with one trusted person. Ask them to reflect only on behaviors you named, not on your worth. This keeps the signal clean. If this feels like a lot, good. It means you're upgrading the instrument, not just playing louder. Which brings us to a deeper lever that quietly improves every step you take: the witness. The witness is the part of you that notices thoughts and sensations without merging with them. When the witness is online, distortion drops. You can see a belief as a belief, not as reality. Here's a mini practice. When a charged thought appears, label it once, assumption. Take one breath and choose your state word, steady, curious, warm, or clear. Then act from the state, not the thought. One label, one breath, one move. Think about it this way. Non-locality in physics suggests connection across distance. As metaphor, inner steadiness changes the texture of your interactions. You speak cleaner. You listen longer. You choose better experiments. Integration is straightforward. The witness stabilizes your state, sharpens attention, and clarifies commitments. Run the protocol with the witness present and the loop tightens. Hold this one line as your new mantra. Notice the thought, choose the state, and let action record the truth. Here's the takeaway. Attention selects, beliefs filter, commitment collapses, and action amplifies, while the witness keeps the signal clean. If this helped, subscribe for grounded deep dives into consciousness and practice. Tell me in the comments your field and one commitment you'll make this week. Let's keep refining your observer.